Good morning, fellow project managers. My name is Tim McDermott. I'm a software development project manager living in the beautiful city of Tampa, Florida. Today I'm going to discuss Kanban versus Scrum, or Scrum versus Kanban. I'm going to use murals to help me kind of display the differences visually. So each mural kind of in a Kanban board and a Scrum board is a very visual way of tracking your projects. And both Scrum and Kanban have a board with lanes on it. So this is kind of using the murals to represent the lanes in Kanban. Now, I'm not going to be able to talk about Scrum and Kanban and explain what they are. I'm just going to talk about the key differences and how those key differences make them valuable for different types of projects. So here we go. I'm going to start with the differences. Time boxing. Now, they both, so Kanban really doesn't do time boxing. Kanban has work in process limits kind of to limit the flow, but they don't limit the time. In Scrum, you have time boxes. The sprints themselves are time boxes. Now, second mural. The sprints are typically 2 weeks long, so you have just 2 weeks to complete the items in the sprint. That represents a time box for the sprint. Now, work in process limits. They both kind of, Scrum and Kanban, work with work in process limits, but with Scrum, the work in process limit is the length of it's the sprint itself. You can only do a certain number of items in a particular sprint. That's the work in process limit for the sprint. In Kanban, each state that you go through has its own work in process limit. So there's more work in process limits in Kanban. Next difference is the ability to add items. And so in Kanban, you can add items. You're adding items all the time. You can add items at any time that you need to add an item. In Scrum, you only add items at the beginning of the sprint. You can't add an item during the sprint. So that makes it that's a pretty important limit there. So those are the key differences. Now, to talk about how to use which one. They're both methodologies for implementing, they're both agile methodologies. Now, but one is good for products, that's Scrum. Scrum is better for software development or for product work. And the Kanban is more of a benefit for operational type of work. Now, so Kanban is better for operations like a help desk type of work. A ticket comes in, it could be a very high priority ticket, it might need to get worked on right away. So in situations where you have that type of high priority tickets or highly urgent tickets coming in, a Kanban would be a better choice than Scrum. Scrum would be a better choice for, like I said, product development. So, because you could have in Scrum, the inflow of tickets is more controlled than in Kanban. And priority changes. If you have a piece of work that's where the priorities keep changing and changing overnight, then Kanban is more adaptable to that change than Scrum would be. So that's the key differences. Mainly it's Kanban. Think of operations work, the type of work, the maintenance work that's necessary to keep the wheels from coming off the organization. That's Kanban. Things that move the company forward and help it achieve its strategic objectives, that would be more about Scrum. Thank you. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Bye.